Hey, how's it going? This is Eric with Solve Cycle Solutions. If you're new here, I'm a no-code and automation specialist, and my job is to help save people time from doing the work they hate so they can focus on what they love. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the linked records inside of SmartSuite, and I'm going to be talking about what that means, why this is useful for helping keep organized in your business, and show a couple of additional useful field types that you can implement to gather more data more quickly inside of your databases. So if you've been struggling moving data between Google Sheets and want to get more organized, you come to the right place. Let's get to it. All right, so the first question I need to break down for you all is what is a linked record inside of SmartSuite, and then I'm going to break out into why this is relevant and useful for helping run your business. And in this case, I'm going to be working within a imported CRM that I've created. I call it import because I just had a lot of generated data that I just put inside of this solution here. I made a previous video showing how you can do all that, but I'm just building off of this here. So this may look familiar from a previous video that I've done. So the core concept you need to understand for working inside of SmartSuite is the basic unit, for lack of a better term, of data. And in this case, each single line here is what we're considering that basic unit of data. SmartSuite calls this a record. You can change the name in several different instances, but at the core, you will see a lot of terminology and things that I will say on this channel saying for individual records. So in this particular table setup that I have here, I just named it client companies. And you'll see that here are the client names, and these are basically just the companies that I had generated for me and I imported. I have a couple pieces of data that go with this record, though, where I can see, in this case, I have the client status saying whether they've signed a contract, whether they're overdue on a payment, and saying, hey, their contract is ending, or if we're saying that the renewal date is becoming very close, or if someone is phasing out of the contract. But each record inside of this particular database is only going to show up under this client company's database here. If I go over to CRM, you'll see that I have a business name that is manually putting in people's information, and it's not very clear in this database what contact is matched to what specific company. And there may be certain things that I want to pull up, whether it be for organization purposes or even being able to quickly consolidate data on one single record. Another way of looking at it is by seeing linked records as allowing you to organize data based on hierarchies. Inside of this import CRM solution, I have two different tables, client companies and CRM. My CRM has, in this case, I've filtered everything out just to show all of my clients for all the companies that I'm working for in this fake data set. You can see that even though I have the business name here, it doesn't work well in terms of being able to quickly organize or view this information. I can filter and group this data. So if I want to connect this information, it's actually pretty simple. I can click the plus field here for adding a new field, and I can either scroll down or I can look up this information by just typing it in here. So I just type in linked record, and there we go. And obviously I'm going to change this to something else. In this case, I'm going to put contacts in client company, and I have the ability to specify the specific linked table. And in this case, this is where SmartSuite really shines, because you can see I have access not just to tables in this import CRM solution, but I could connect data from anywhere. And this, compared to other data set tools like Airtable, really makes SmartSuite more convenient for connecting all of your information, but keeping it as organized as you need it to be. So in this case, I'm just going to, again, go back to making sure this is linked to the CRM. And another nice feature is that I have the ability to link multiple records or single records. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it as linking multiple records because we want to make sure that all of the people with a specific company are connected here. So once this is set up, I'm going to hit add. And you'll see that if I click on, for example, DevCast, it's going to pull up all of the records inside of the CRM contact database. You'll see that this has categories based on their status with cold leads, network, employee, and you can see emails. You can customize this however you need to, but the other handy thing for me is that I can filter this all out. So I can scroll down to the client type here, or the status. I'm looking for specific clients. And then I could also look at business names and verify that this contains DevCast. If I close that, this is going to organize everything, and you'll see that there are 10 people here. So I can link that information and we're all set. But say that I just created this other business, Trudio, and I'm not seeing the specific person that I'm looking for here. So let me pull up this option here, and there's one person, but I may have just gotten a completely new contact inside of Trudio. I could click create a new record here, and I could put this person's status as a client. I could put all their information here, and then we can have their name, Joe Smith, and I could have that created inside of this other record. So instead of having to, again, move around frequently, wasting more time and feeling more disorganized, I can build everything here from the single source of truth. And then I can go ahead and link Tammy here, and we're all set. Two other things I want to show you as quickly as possible are the rollup and lookup fields, because these field types inside of SmartSuite are strictly related to pulling and accessing data from a linked record. So a lookup field is, as you can see, an advanced field type in SmartSuite that basically allows us to look up specific pieces of information from records in a different database, so we don't have to pull them up every time we need this. This is useful if you have very pertinent information that you're always needing to access from a different location instead of trying to hunt it down every single time you need that. So you can see that I can only look up information from the contacts tab field, which in this case is that linked record we just built, and we can specify the specific linked record information that we're looking for. So maybe in this case, I want to make sure I have every contact's email address here. So I could click that and click add field, and you'll see that this information is pulling up in all the different connections that we have established. So this is great if you're trying, again, to just have very small pieces of information that you're pulling up, or this can also start working more with having advanced automations, which I'll talk about in another video. Now let's talk a bit about the rollup field. This is a similar function to the lookup field, but instead of just pulling up one particular piece of information and just displaying it for us to quickly look at and access, it allows us to consolidate information all in one place. And you'll see that in this case, I'm going to put actual lifetime value, and it has to specify the specific field that we're looking for. And you'll see that compared to what I could pull up with a lookup field, there's not a lot here because this really only revolves around numbers and really being able to just add data together or adding sums together or getting specific averages that you want. So I'm selecting inside of the CRM database this field that was lifetime value. And that was, I believe I recorded it, but basically with each individual contact, I listed the amount of money that I have billed for each specific contact and not really thinking about how each contact adds together to the total value for the client as a whole. I could click this sum function and it will calculate every single field that is listed, that has an existing value there. But I could also create like an average. I could find a minimum number in a series. I can find a range. But for now, I'm just going to stick with sum. I'm going to click add field. And you'll see that with DevCast specifically, if I were to do this, I had the projected value of $45,000, but my actual value was $13,000. So maybe that's why I'm ending the contract on this particular status. So that's just the very basics of linked relationships inside of SmartSuite and understanding lookup and rollup fields for your own use. There's so much that we can talk about still, and I probably will talk about more of that in the future. I didn't even begin to talk about how this can be helpful with automations or even passing lots of information from one source through an automation system like Make to set up emails or even trying to just generate invoices, just to name a couple of things that I've found useful for linking and using these lookup and rollup fields. I do hope you got a ton of value out of this video and found something useful and practical that you could start implementing in your own business to start saving you time. If you do want to get started with automation or have been starting to work on automation but need guidance, I would love to have a conversation with you. I am currently offering free 30-minute consultations to anybody that clicks the link in the description of this video. There'll also be a QR code around my screen if you're interested in trying to get that set up as well. So fill out that information and book a call with me as soon as you can and see how much time you can start saving in 30 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find this video useful and want to continue getting more videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you have any questions about anything you saw, because I know there's a lot that we just covered in this little video, feel free to post those in the comments or also let me know of any particular videos you would like to see in the future, and I can try and work on those as best I can. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye.